What if the unraveling of your life right now isn't failure, but a doorway to your most remarkable chapter? Carl Jung taught that before stepping into the finest stage of existence, we must traverse deep darkness, solitude, and the disintegration of all we believed ourselves to be. In this video, we'll dive into 8 undeniable signs grounded in Jung's depth psychology, showing you're not falling apart, you're breaking through. Carl Jung often highlighted that psychological rebirth demands crossing a threshold that feels like utter destruction. This isn't a figurative death. It's a profound sense of everything you've known about yourself collapsing. Many mistake this for a breakdown or a fall from grace, but it's truly a sacred initiation into your life's best stage. The illusion of collapse. When standing on the edge of your most extraordinary chapter, many feel gripped by despair, emptiness, or confusion. Jung called these not accidents, but essential preconditions for dismantling the false self, the persona crafted to meet the world's expectations. In this moment, relationships, titles, identities, even spiritual beliefs that once defined you, dissolve. Comfort and security lose their hold. You stand bare in the desert of your soul, stripped of attachments, facing the terrifying unknown. Jung termed this the Negrado phase of alchemy, the blackening, the decay of the old self, clearing space for the gold of your true self to emerge. The spiritual trap of false positivity. Jungian psychology warns against bypassing this necessary darkness with spiritual platitudes or forced positivity, what Jung called spiritual inflation. The ego often hijacks growth language to shield itself from disintegration. Instead of embracing the dark night of the soul, many seek quick fixes, gurus, or external validation to escape the truth. You must let go of who you've been. Jung stressed that true transformation is solitary. No one can descend into the underworld for you. Signs you're on the threshold of renewal. Though deeply personal, Jung believed universal patterns signal you're entering this sacred territory. 1. Profound disillusionment. What once thrilled you feels hollow. Your career drains you. Relationships suffocate. This isn't failure. It's the collapse of old meaning. 2. Loss of identity. Labels like good parent or successful professional no longer fit. You feel like a stranger in your own life. 3. Emotional numbness or overwhelm. You swing between emotional shutdown and waves of grief, rage, or anxiety. Your psyche recalibrating. 4. Withdrawal from the world. Social events feel unbearable. Conversations shallow. This is a protective space for inner work. 5. Obsession with endings. A fixation on death or endings in art, dreams, or thoughts signals the psyche preparing for rebirth. Why? This pain is the portal. Jung argued that collapse is the psyche reorganizing around a deeper center. The self, not the ego, but the totality of who you are, including disowned parts. When the ego can't bear your inner contradictions, it fragments. This is terrifying, stripping false security, but within lies the seed of your best life stage. Only by letting old structures dissolve can the deeper self rise. The mythological lens. The hero's descent. In mythology, heroes never start their greatest chapter in comfort. There's always a descent into the underworld, a symbolic death before claiming the treasure. Jung saw these myths as psychological blueprints. Your life mirrors these archetypes when you're on the cusp of your best self. The pain of losing who you thought you were is the hero stripped of weapons and status. Only in this raw state can you receive the unconscious gifts earned through inner confrontation. The trap of clinging Jung warned of the temptation to cling to a collapsing world out of fear. People rushed to patch cracks with new jobs, relationships, or distractions, avoiding the descent. But Jung insisted, what you resist persists. Fighting the death of the old self intensifies suffering. True courage lies in descent, letting the old die with dignity, and active participation in your psychological evolution, what Jung called individuation. The paradox of freedom and collapse. Jung reminded patients that their worst moments set them free. This freedom arrives cloaked in grief, confusion, and terror. You must lose yourself to find yourself. The ego must die for the self to live. In surrender, subtle shifts emerge. Grief yields glimpses of peace. Numbness gives way to curiosity. Darkness shimmers with faint light. Signs your best stage is inevitable if you keep walking. The invitation to trust. Jung taught that the psyche is self-regulating and self-healing when allowed. If you let the death occur without interference, the psyche will offer new symbols, desires, and purposes. This isn't punishment. The psyche's mysterious awakening language. Jung's groundbreaking insight was that the unconscious speaks not in logic, but in images, symbols, and archetypes, especially in dreams. Dreams aren't random. They're coded messages from the unconscious, often heralding your next life phase before your conscious mind is ready. Dreams as the path to individuation. Jung saw dreams as the royal road to individuation, the process of becoming your whole self. When you're on the verge of your best life stage, as the ego weakens, the unconscious sends vivid, symbolic, often unsettling dreams. This is the psyche bypassing rational limits, speaking to your intuitive core. The surge of archetypal imagery. In this pivotal period, dreams flood with archetypal symbols. 1. Death and rebirth. Funerals, graves, or catastrophic endings symbolize the death of outdated self-aspects, preparing for rebirth. 2. Natural disasters, floods or earthquakes, reflect inner upheaval, clearing ground for new life. 3. Dark figures, menacing beings or animals, signal your shadow, repressed parts needing integration. 4. Guides and mentors, wise figures or animals offer cryptic guidance, reminding you you're not alone. Dreams as portals, not puzzles. Jung cautioned against overanalyzing dreams like puzzles. Instead, engage them poetically, letting their images transform you subtly. They don't offer neat answers, but stretch your consciousness, inviting dialogue with your deepest self. Trickster dreams and recurring messages. The unconscious may use the trickster archetype, sending dreams of mazes or vanishing destinations to loosen ego-driven thinking. Recurring dreams are the psyche's alarm, urging you to face resisted truths. Ignoring them intensifies waking life suffering. Engaging them sparks breakthroughs. Symbolic language of animals, elements, and body animals in dreams represent instincts or hidden energies. A wounded lion might reflect suppressed courage, a snake, transformative energy. Elements like fire or water symbolize psychic purification. The body, bleeding, dying, or birthing, mirrors the psyche's push toward embodiment. Synchronicity and nightmares. During transformation, the boundary between dreams and waking life blurs. Synchronicities, like dreaming of an owl and seeing one the next day, signal the psyche's urgency. Nightmares aren't punishments, but urgent calls to face disowned parts, holding keys to freedom, active imagination. Jung's active imagination lets you dialogue with dream figures while awake through journaling, drawing, or role-playing. This bridges conscious and unconscious, shifting dream imagery toward integration, readying you for your next phase. The invitation to listen, your role, isn't to control dreams, but to listen, befriending their mystery. Cultivate symbolic consciousness, living with paradox without needing certainty. These dreams aren't interruptions. They're the overture to your best stage, preparing you for